We've had some churches ask if we can send them like a recorded training or somehow to show them how Radius works. And unfortunately, we don't have that, so we're gonna start this. So if anyone new comes along, they should be able to use this training because we'll go through everything. Okay, so we'll eventually go through this.
Can you move that one up, Kelly?
Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. So we'll go through the platform and then we will go through your website and talk about what we want moved over. So if you want us to do it all, we can talk about that. And then as we go through this training, we can answer any questions you have or afterwards. Are you able to see my screen pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
Let me make that bigger. There we go. All right.
Awesome. So right now, when you log into this platform, and I will have to send Mary, I will send Mary an invitation because I have not done that. So I will send Mary an invitation. But when you log in right now, I am logged in as you, Kelly. So you'll see your email at the top right corner, where you can view your account. At the top right, you'll see sites. If you were to have another website with us, you would be able to click here and you won't have a separate login. You'd be able to just click on the other website. So just navigate through there. You won't need to worry about this button because you don't have another website. As you once the website is published and as individuals start to visit your site, you will have stats at the top right corner or on the left-hand side. You'll start to see this graph form. You will be able to see individuals from the last 7 days, yesterday, 30 days to see who has viewed the website through desktop and mobile is cell phone and tablet. So you'll be able to view that from here. You can use still Google Analytics if you do that. You don't have to, or you can do both. In this website, there are embedded forms, kind of like Radius. There are 2 places where you can view them. When you log in, you will be able to view your form responses here. You will be able to view them as an export file. Unfortunately, you won't be able to view them as a PDF file. So we show you where you can manage these responses. But we do recommend that you use the OSV hub. You guys actually have online giving with our Sunday Visitor, and online giving, you can create forms where you can accept payment as well. You can void the transaction, you can refund the transaction. So it looks like someone has created a draft. I will be sending you both invitations as only these 4 individuals have access. You will only have access to forms. The church, if they would like to give you access to the giving or anything else, they will do that. But I can give you access to forms where when you log in, you will just see, this is my demo account, you will just see forms. So when you log in, you'll be able to click on forms, create a form. This is my demo. When you click on the form, you will be able to view the individual, click on their submission and see what they have entered in. Mine's just gibberish, but you can also download the file. I have refunded this transaction, so this is where you would see the refund under the download button, but I have already refunded it. As you can see here, I refunded it on July 16th of last year.
Did she say that this is being recorded for Marcy, in case Marcy misses it? Okay.
So these forms are more interchangeable. We are able to fix if anything happens. You are able to also edit the form and create recipient emails. What that means is Kelly, if you create a form, you can enter in your email and receive an email letting you know when someone has submitted a form. In this new website, if you were to use the website embedded forms, there isn't an ability to do that. So you're more than welcome to use these forms in the website, but we do recommend the OSV Hub form, so I'll get you access to both of you access to your church's OSV forms.
Gotcha. Before you activate any of those users, we have different people, so some of those aren't there anymore. So like the Leanne Grismer does not need that. I'd say leave Laura McGuire for now, just because she does still help with things. Marcella Dulka, yes, we can leave Judy on there. So yeah, those are good.
Okay, let's see here. Marcella and okay. Awesome. So when you are on forms, next is the preview button. So if you would like to preview the website, you can just click this preview button. You will be able to view now your website through desktop, tablet, and cell phone. This link is actually shareable, so you can just copy and paste into an email. For example, if the pastor needs to view the website or sorry, your school. I don't know if you have one or not, but if, for example, the business manager or someone else that needs to view it does not have access to editing the website, you can copy and paste this and they can view the actual website. They can click on the desktop, tablet, cell phone, view all three. You can have a little Apple or Android. It'll actually change it into the size. If you do all three, you can actually interact with the website and click, and it'll take you to the different spots on the actual tablet if you were to view from all three of them, or just click through the desktop. So that is something that you can share. Not everyone needs access to editing the website. So once you want to edit the website, you'll just click the edit button, and I am actually going to go through my end so that I can show you everything. Edit. We're going to go in. So as you can see, I'm not sure if you've been able to go actually log in and see, but you can view the actual website. The difference between this and Radius is you could not view what you are editing the website. So the changes that you are making are real time, real time changes. As you can see, I can see that Kelly is on editing the website. So if anyone else is logged in, you can view it. It just letting you know that if someone is also editing the website, it's saying it's not recommended. It'll just be saving the changes that the individual is making. So let's say Kelly made changes and she published them to make them go live. If I then do changes right after that and make them go live, that's just what would happen. So nothing terrible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top navigation bar. Sorry. The top navigation bar, and then we'll go through the left-hand side, which is more of the editing. There are three ways that you can interact through the website. So as you're editing here, you can click on the home page. You can click on newcomers. You can use this to navigate through the website. Next, you can use the actual website when you're editing. So if you click on register, if you click on, for example, this is actually an embedded form, not the OSV Hub form. So we can make this into an OSV Hub form instead of using the forms on this website. Just an example. But our faith, third place is pages. So these are called pages, just like Radius, the home page, newcomers page, parish life. Pages is the third place that you can navigate through as you're editing the website. So 1, 2, and 3. Get back on the home page. You can edit each view On the desktop, you can view the tablet view. You can view the cell phone. If I were to click on the welcome, and I'm going to save these changes, it will go to tablet and desktop. If I were to go back, let's remove these. Let's remove the welcome. We will go back to the tablet and the desktop. So as you are making changes, as you are making changes, you will see that it'll save automatically, and I'll show you that just a second. So the next tab is the search. If you have any questions, there are articles that you can look up what you're trying to do. These are the widgets. These are the articles. If this does not help, you do have our email and our phone number. We are more than happy to help with anything that you're trying to change. Let's say this picture is not working out, just go ahead and email us if these articles are not working. But this is how you search within the website to search what you are trying to do or wondering how you can do something. Next is a little info icon tab. Once your website is published, this site information will change. So right now you're not published. Preview link, here is the second place where you can copy the link and send it to anyone that needs to view the website. So on the login page before you click the preview, that's where that is. This is the second place. Stats, when you log in, you can view the stats. When you are in edit mode, here is the second place that you can view your stats. Clients, if you need to, this is on my end and I can see this, you cannot. If you need to add anyone, I will be giving, is it Marcy or Mary? Mary, I'll give Mary access and Kelly access. If anyone else needs access, just let me know, Kelly or Mary. I will need their first and last name and their email address. There are specific editor settings that we have to add, and we don't want you guys to get confused with that. So we will add those for you, and just for security purposes, those that have access to the editing will be the ones that can add the individuals. Editor language, if you were to speak Spanish, you can change it to your language and it'll change the editor to the actual language that you would like it to. That is the icon. This little bubble here is the comments section. As you can see, when I click on it, it pops out and goes away. This is for editors when editing the website. So Kelly, if you wanted to leave a comment behind for Mary, you can click on the add comment, click anywhere on the page. Mary, does this look good? You can interact with one another, submit, and it will be shown in your comments log. So that is just between editors. You can close out of it through the little X as well. Any questions so far?
Nope, you just went over some of the things that I had questions about, adding people to edit and stuff, so that was good.
Okay, awesome. Next, these are the three that you'll probably be using or looking at to make sure it's editing and saving. So on Radius, when you go to pages, you would have clicked edit. You would have either saved as a draft and it would not publish, or you would publish and make them go live, either two. On this new website, as you make changes to it, I'm going to make changes. I'm going to close out of it As you can see, it is changing, it is loading, and it is saved. So it is real live saving for you. Live saving, you don't have to click save as draft. It is just saving it as you go. You can undo. You can redo. So go back to it. If you were to go to newcomers, you're essentially going to a new page. So there are no changes that have been made. You cannot undo or redo. If you were to go back to the home page, that is essentially going to another new page. So the changes that you made on the home page beforehand, you can't undo or redo because it's essentially going to a new home page. So we just want to clarify, as you go through the pages and make changes, this does reset, but it is saving the changes as you go along. Does that make sense?
It does. Is there a way to make changes without it saving? Like, what if I wanted to make a change, but I'm not ready to publish yet because I need to show it to somebody?
So this is just saving it. So
Okay.
you don't have to save as a draft. It's saving your changes. Once you go live, this publish button will forever say republish. So you will always click the republish button. So instead of clicking you want it to go live, this is the live button, publish green. Instead of the green, it'll be red, republish. So
Perfect.
it'll save as you go, but it will not go live until you click republish.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Next is this icon. If you are interested in seeing the coding, you are more than welcome to view it and make any changes if that is something that you would like to do. If you have
No.
any questions, just let us know. Next is the preview. Here is the third place that you can view preview. You can view it through each, as well as the Android. Here you can copy and paste the link and share the link. Here, copy preview link. Back to editor, it'll take you back. And then the republish button to make things go live. If you need any help, I believe you'll see this on your end too. You can have chats. It is not us. So if you end up on a chat, it is not us. So if you need to email us, just go ahead and we can communicate directly with what you're trying to fix on your website. Any questions before I move on to the editor side on the left-hand side?
Nope.
Awesome.
No.
So in design, what I like to say, this is your global default. So you chose this template. This template already comes with default settings. Colors throughout is, as you can see, kind of mustard yellow. And the fonts are also default. They're already set. These can be changed. That is something that we just want to reassure. They can be changed. So when you go to global text, this is what your default, what it's set to, your paragraph settings. So when you add a text, which is the widgets, we'll go through that in a second. When you add a text, this is the font size it is set to. It is set to black. If you were to link something, so if you were to link a URL, I don't think there's anything on here linked, it will go gray and it will be underlined. So that is just an example. You can change them. You can change the font size. There are header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is something that is nice. Instead of adding a text and always having to change the font size, finding the font size, you can actually set your defaults to header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you can change it. I want to say, I'm not doing a header 1. I'm going to do a header 2. You can just go ahead and click on your headers. As you can see, there are difference in font sizes and the font settings. So those can be changed. There is the header 1 example, header 2, there's the pop-ins example, header 3. Does that make sense? So you can change these if you, because you chose this template, if you're fine with it, they can stay as is. But we want to let you know that you can change the fonts and your settings to make things a little bit easier for you when you add a text box. Buttons are also interchangeable. For example, the background color is yellow,
Okay,
and when
you
you,
get rid of the background color because I don't like the ugly mustard yellow.
yeah, yep, you can change it. So the hover background color is mustard gray. As you can see, this one does not have a background color of yellow nor that dark mustard yellow. Each button and each text, when you add it, it will have a default, what it's set to, but that button itself can be changed to a different setting. So for example, let me find a button. This is the default. So they just added a button to this widget and they did not change the color settings. This button over here actually is just white. So background is white, hover is white, it just stays white. So you can change a button itself to fit the settings or the background that you have. So obviously we don't want it to match because it'll just blend right in. So they changed the settings of this button. So hopefully does that make sense? You can change
Yep.
the settings for each button, but you have a default, so you can change that. Global images, if you were to add an image, it would just be a square. This is a map, not an image, but it would just be a simple square. You can change it to more curved round edges. You can add a border, circular. You can just make it a circle. Typically, they just leave it as is, and then if you need to make it a circle, you can change that image as a circle. Global rows, you can add a
Can I ask you a quick question?
Go ahead.
So we upload some things that are like, rectangular size. How do you,
So with this,
do I just have to, when I make stuff, do I just have to make sure it's square?
in this website, as you can see, this is more of a square image and this is
Okay.
more of a rectangular. In this new website, you'll be doing a lot of clicking. You can add the image, and as you can see, I can see the ocean. I cannot here. The way you want it to look, you will zoom it in or out. So let's, I want it to be full image. It'll actually gray it out for you and you can view the full image. So we'll go through that and how you can change the settings of a picture.
Okay.
This picture we have a bigger framing for it, so you can view most of the picture. As you can see here, the head kind of cuts off. So with this, you don't have to actually enter in image sizes. I know in Radius you would have to guesstimate if it was 300 pixels or 500 pixels. Here it's more of what it looks like and you can zoom it in or out. A little bit easier than having to guess what you want the size of the pixel of the picture to be, right?
Yep.
That makes sense. Next is, so the global rows, you can default, we recommend just leaving it blank. As you can see, this is a row. This row has a picture embedded. This row is just white. This row has pictures. This row is yellow. So when you click on it, it is set to a specific color. That is our recommendation. If you add a row, you can set a color to it. So global row. Site background, this is the full page itself. So the home page, you can set pictures for all pages or per page. It's set to white. So if you need to change it to a different color, you are more than welcome to. Site layout, here you can choose the different site layouts for the desktop, tablet, or mobile. Right now it's set to the top header navigation bar. You have these other two options for the desktop, tablet, or mobile, so you can go through that yourself. So Kelly, I know you said that you
That's
didn't like the mustard yellow for the button. After today, I would recommend you go in and maybe look at and change these settings.
It's supposed to be a part of this.
Because-
We can't
Father,
hear
one
her.
second. Louisa, can you pause for just a second?
Yeah,
Thanks. We can hear, but we just have to be quiet and listen. It's not connecting. I tried messing with my computer and it's not connecting to this, but it's connecting through the computer.
And you are
I am
connected?
connected. It's connecting through here. It's just the sound is not connecting to the projector. It's plugged in. It's all connecting. My sound is at 100. It's not connecting to
There
this
has to be a
device.
logical explanation.
I know. I went through everything on my end though, and it's, for some reason, it
Do
is
you
not
have the mute
working.
button on your computer?
I do not have the mute button on my computer.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing, remember, I don't, I see a mute thing there. Would you double check?
This is not, this is her screen. She's sharing
Okay.
it.
Sharing screens, yeah.
And that's just turning my computer off, like the camera is
And
turned
you
off.
have your speakerphone on?
I have my speaker on.
Okay.
Can you hear me, Kelly?
Yes, I can hear you.
and remember we're recording this, so it can be viewed again or in full volume.
Yep.
Are we good?
Just a second.
Okay.
Father, if you want, you can log in from your phone too, because you have this link. So if you connect from your phone, you can have the audio on your phone as well.
Do you want me to do that?
Sure.
I'm on my laptop too, so it's working on my laptop.
No, we can hear you and we can hear
No,
Louisa. It's just the sound
you
is coming through
can
my
hear
computer. It's
her.
not coming through the projector. So
Oh.
it makes it easier for me to hear, but anyone who's further away from my computer, it is difficult
Yeah.
to hear for them.
Kelly, you forwarded this, right?
You got the email.
From her? Oh, yes, right.
So Father, you have the email. If you have your phone, you can click the link from the email and it
Sure.
will give you the audio so you can hear it on your phone.
Sure.
I
can
don't
put
know
mine
why
on
it's not
speaker,
connecting
right?
here. That would work as well.
I don't want to turn my phone on.
When did she?
It was about a week or so ago.
So I'm just gonna click on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this Microsoft Teams?
Yeah.
Now I have to download the app before I can,
You can just call in as just audio.
okay.
Sorry, Louisa, just a second.
That's fine.
Welcome to the audio conferencing center. Please enter a conference ID followed by pound. You are now joining the meeting. This meeting is being recorded and or transcribed.
Okay. I'm just pause it for a second. Okay. I turned my sound off, so now the sound is going through Mary's phone. But it should be good.
Do you want me to make sure you can hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, is that better? Okay. Okay.
Awesome. So continue.
continue?
Awesome. Okay. So, just a reminder, Kelly, after today, when we talk about what we want to move over, we'll start moving things over and we won't change these settings. So if you want to change these settings before we start adding buttons or text, I recommend going through the default settings. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome. So after default, and you can always change these, but pages is the next part where we can edit the navigation menu. So in pages here, we have our home page and we have a settings button. I'm going to go over these settings real quickly. You can rename a page. So each page has a settings tab. You can rename it. I will show you what hide from all means. So this is the navigation menu. If you create a page, but this page, you do not want it to be on the navigation for it to be clicked on the menu, you just need it to be posted elsewhere, but it is a full page of information. You can hide it from the navigation. So I'm going to go ahead and hide from all. So the giving button will go away. It goes away and it's saving for me. If we need to go back and show it, we'll show on all. It'll pop up again. We can duplicate a page. So if you want Our Faith to be posted elsewhere, maybe under Our News, you can duplicate it. Lock for client editing. For example, Kelly, if you lock a page, Mary won't be able to go in, and so this is between editors. She won't be able to edit that page. It is locked for you. Page URL. This is just going to the URL of the page if you needed to add more to it. So you can change the settings of the page URL. So it would be, for example, yourchurchwebsite.com/welcome to our church. You can add to our church or just leave it simple, which is what the name of the page is. Set as home page. This is where you get that little home. So you have your home page already set. You can set access. So what this means is you can set a password to a page, password protected. For example, if you had a directory, we had a church that had a directory and they have their parishioners' names, phone numbers. So if it's a school address book, you can set a password protected to that page if you needed to. Next, and then it would just be delete would be the next one that you would use. So on your home page, you can have up to 3 sub tabs, sub menus. So as you can see here, you have your first, second, and third. So what that looks like is under newcomers, and then you have, let's see here, beliefs, and then that would give you an extra menu. In order to change that, the way you can change the navigation is by clicking it, hold, and drag. So the newcomers, I want it to go on the right-hand side of Our Faith. I will click, hold, and drag down to Our Faith. Kind of like in Radius, you still click, hold, and drag down to change the menu, but you can actually see it be changed. So we're going to make it go back. Let's see here. The little green, Our Faith. Now it's in the middle. I'll make it go back. Let's say we want We Are the Church on, but underneath Being Catholic Today. Click, hold, and drag it in. You'll see that little gray area. And now it is underneath. If you want it to go back, we just have to drag it to where it'll go back. Does that make sense to the navigation? Okay, awesome. adding pages, just click add page. Instead of in radius, you would just click in radius, you would click add page. Here we click the red button, add page. The most common two you will use is a blank page, page URL, blank page. I'm going to create a test page because I'm going to show you widgets in a second.
We just make notes, or are they gonna give us?
This is recorded.
Yeah, so literally, yeah.
Test page, if you create a blank page, it'll always have your footer and your header. So header and footer will be there. It's just in the middle is blank. For example, the page URL, if you had, let's say we're going to connect, what can we connect? We'll just connect Google. So if you wanted Google on your computer, you would click, has to be, let's do your OSV hub. The online giving add page. So it's going to have this little earth external URL symbol for you. If you were to go to preview, when they click on it, it's going to take them to an external link. So they can just click on online giving and take them to a page. So you can just link that. Our services is more of an about us page. The rest of these are templates. So our services, you can check this one out if you'd like, but you do already have an about page from this template. Contact us. You do have a contact page because of the template. Portfolio, project page, landing page. These three are used for home pages. They're templates. We do have a home page set for you, but you're more than welcome to change it if you'd like to. Down here below, you probably won't use these. These are more for, there's real estate, a team member. This can be used for another contact us page. So these are also templates that can be used. So the most you'll use is a blank page or even a page URL. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this page URL. Delete. And yes, I want to delete it. Any questions so far?
No, not on that.
Okay, so that is how you're going to navigate through your pages, add, remove, or edit. So next is widgets. This is where we can have a little fun. Once you start to add widgets to your website, you will create a frequently used and what's popular. So these are generated from using the basics, media, business, social. So these are the 4 sections that you have available to you. I'm going to go ahead and click and drag the text into the center. As you can see, I dragged it into the middle and it's giving me this section right here. This is one column. So I'm going to insert
Where does
this
the text
text.
come from?
Widgets.
Yeah,
It's from widgets, up on the left.
on one side.
Yep.
I don't think that's,
It's right there inside. She clicks on widgets, then there's text. She clicks on text and drags it over.
So here's the paragraph from the default settings. So paragraph, it is already set. So if you were to add a new paragraph, here you can also change the settings to header 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to, let's say we want to do a welcome. So we can change that to the settings. Let's do paragraph. It is already set. Next, if you need to close out of it, you just click the little red X. Image, we can add an image. As you can see here, if you want to add an image, it actually will have you insert it into a column or one column. And I will explain in just a second. You can have up to 4 columns, and this allows you to evenly divide your website to make it look nicely. So this long column is just 1. So let's say you wanted to add an image. As you can see, this image To make it see the full image, it makes it pretty big for you. Other than text, everything else will have this pop up right here. So when you click on an image or a widget, it'll have a pop-up where you can view the content or design. I would try to remember content is what you are seeing, what you're typing, what you're changing to the widget. So the content design is what it looks like: colors, shapes, borders, effects. So let's say this image, I did not want that full big image. I can make it smaller. I can add a border to it. I can round in the corners. I can have a shadow. I can have an effect. So zoom out when I hover over it. Animation, if you want it to fade in. Here is the spacing that I was talking to you about. So in the spacing, when you have that long row that you saw that were in one row, you can actually space out your images. So we made it a little bit smaller. I want to go, this is for the inside of the image. So if you want the image to go down, or you can't go up, it'll move it for you if it can. Or if you wanted to go a little bit smaller, so you can make it even smaller from the width that you originally set it as. The outer border is in the outside of the image. So I want the border to be smaller or bigger. So the border of the outside, right, left. So with that, when you add a column to a row, so this is a row, and you can add columns. You can either widgets, and there will be under basics, column 1, 2, 3, and 4. But when you add a row, you already have a column. So what that means is I can right click on my row. Right now I'm on the picture. Now I'm on the row. Right click, you will have the row settings. You can add a row below. It adds a new row. Now you can see here that this is one column. You can add another column up to 4. So then you can have your spacing. I want this picture in this column. Make it a little bit more even. Here you want to add text.
So much easier than the last one.
Yep. So that is image and columns. Next is a divider. If you wanted to add a divider in your website, it's just, it could be a line, it can be fancy, just a divider to divide maybe text or an image. Typically, we don't really see dividers, we see spacing. So let's say you have, I'm going to delete this. Let's say this is what it looks like. This is pretty close to the footer. Let's say you wanted to add some spacing, so you have a spacer where you can add underneath, and it just provides some space between pages. So you can add a spacer. Here is the default. So some of these widgets, you'll start to see that they're just created for you. That way you don't have to add an image and a text. It already has, for example, text and image together for you. So here is the header 1 and header 3 templates. So instead of adding a text and changing the settings to header 1, you can just go ahead and hold it in, and it'll just be header 1 or header 3. So they're already ready for you if you know you need a header 3 or a header 1. File, if you need to add a file, I didn't show button. So here is the difference between a button and a file. They're both buttons. Button and file. I'm going to add one. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. I'm at a button. You can have all of the following to this button. So you can set it to an existing home page. Let's say you want this button to go to We Are the Church or an external URL. I will show you pop-ups in a second. You can, your anchor page, if they click on it and you set an email address, it will open up their email on their cell phone or their computer so that they can, so if I have Gmail on my computer, it'll know to open up Gmail and have their email already embedded. Click to call, I can type in a phone number, file, I can download a file. So downloading files, you'll start to see that you just have this little plus button. You can upload from your computer and they will be downloaded into your uploaded files. So upload files from your computer. It'll download them and it'll keep them in the system. So in Radius, it used to be media and you would download your media into your folders, upload. Here, every widget will allow you to upload. You'll click done. So button, you can have all of this. And here's your settings for the individual button. A file is just ready for you to download a file for them to click on. So that is the difference. As you can see here, it's just a file, download file. So that is just the difference. It's ready for you to download a file for it to be clicked on. Next is list. As you see here, you can add an image. There's the title, there's a description and link. You do not have to have all of these. So if you don't want an image, you don't want the link, you want a button, you don't want the button, it'll remove it for you. So sometimes for a list, this is used for a bulletin, this is used for events, this can be used to show your staff with an image. So list content can be used for so many different reasons. Once you click your settings, you can build your list. You can always change it. So click here to change your elements. It'll take you back. Here you can then remove, so content, what is the content of the widget, what you're going to see, what you're going to enter in. So you can remove, you can add. As you can see here, once you click on a list, there you can change the title. You can edit the words or add words. You can then add the link. We chose not to add a link, but if you were to add a link, here are your options. You don't have to have a title. You don't have to have a text. So it just allows you to unsee those things. Design, you can choose between two. So we use this for a directory at some point for a church, and they chose to have an image with their name, and it would display the family's picture, their last name, and their information. So design and content. Next, if you needed, so how I showed you, you can right click. Here is one column, right click, and you can add your columns. If you do not want to right click, you can actually just insert the columns. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, countdown. If you would like to have a countdown, You can date, description, design, different options, style, bigger size, smaller, space between the lines. You probably want to make sure that you can see it. Colors, text, font, all of it can be changed. So a countdown. Table. This can be used to show information. So as you see here, when you see this a little bit smaller row, I am already in a row. If I go underneath, this is inserting a new row. New row, I'm already in a row. New row, in a row. So I'm going to insert. As for a table, you can upload a CSV file and it'll enter in the information for you. Or if you needed to add your own information, you don't have a file, as you remove, it'll actually remove it for you. So email address is gone. We only have 3 columns now. New. If you add a new one, it'll add a new column. Design, your header, you can change the color. You can change the first column. You can change the border, framing, animation, and again, spacing. So you have all of that for every widget. Next is the text and image. So if you, like I said, some of these widgets are already ready for you to just add. So I'm going to add it into an existing row, not a new row. Insert here, insert in new row. Here it's already ready, left or right. I want to replace this image. I have my images here. As you start to upload, you will see your frequent images, or I can upload image from my computer. I can select. I can then link this widget as well. So if they click on the widget, it'll take them somewhere. Here's the paragraph.
So Kelly, where we used to click on the picture graphic to upload
Here,
like a JPEG.
you can make it bigger, smaller. You can change the height of the image position, border on the image, font again, background, border on the text, the framing.
And then they're gonna bring all of our stuff over into a new format.
Next is copyright. So if you need a copyright, you can just go ahead and insert copyright. It'll have the copyright symbol for you. Let's delete that. Accordion. This one, I believe, is on your home page right now. I'm going to insert a new row. You can add more on the home page. The accordion, I believe I saw one. So this is an accordion where you can just change events. So any upcoming events or sporting events or show mass times, just another way to show information. So you can add, remove, design, choose your different designs, and then your styles, fonts, colors.
Louisa, what's the difference between a table and an accordion?
Table, you can upload a CSV file. Accordion is just entering in information. So
Gotcha. Okay.
displaying. So if a table, if you needed to show, I believe someone used this for register, just to submit, to show who registered for something, and they had it in a CSV file format.
Okay.
Tabs, this is another, it's just a way to display information nicely. So tabs, you can add multiple tabs. You can show it in a different design, and individuals can view information and just scroll down on the tabs. Your content, let's click back into it. You can, don't have to have an image. Let me refresh real quick. Looks like. So when someone leaves, it will have that little green symbol letting you know that someone left. You should refresh for any changes that they've made. So tabs, you can not show the image for your tabs. When you click on the tab itself, you are making changes to the tab. For you. Design, all tabs, selected tab and hover. So hopefully, as you go through, you'll be able to see your description. So this is your title, the style that you want, the font, the tabs. So that's the basics. Media, add an image. I believe I showed that already. Image slider. I'm gonna add it in an existing row. This is a slideshow, so you can add multiple images. As you can see here, the slideshow has some text to it. You can change that. So I'm gonna go in design, and I'm gonna change the layout.
Lisa, this is just the home page, right, versus an actual gallery.
I'm on a test. You can put this wherever you want. I created a test page to show you. So I created a blank page, called it test page to show you the widget. So I'm not on the home page. I'm not on any of these pages. I'm on the test page.
Well, if we wanted to make a gallery, like where if we had pictures, like we had our 90th anniversary, we wanted to put those up there, we could do that here and just put a bunch of pictures on it and create a 90 for 90 page and do a 90th anniversary and add as many of those pictures as we wanted, and it would just scroll through them.
Yes. Yes. So you can add as many as you like. You can have them go faster. So every 1 second. As it starts to hover. So full width. Height, you can have it bigger. Did I answer your question?
Yep.
Okay. But yes, you can add this widget anywhere. So that's the slider. The next one is a photo gallery. So that is what this is down here, these buttons. Photo gallery is a way to show images together. So this one is actually not, let me show you. If I click on here, my photo gallery, and then it takes me to a link. So here, as you can see, they put some spacing in between the pictures. It starts off with 4 pictures linked together. So here you can also, you don't have to have a slideshow. You can have pictures framed all together in a different style. So sometimes we use this for staff, to show staff. Here's a neat way to show pictures in just a different format. So as you add more pictures, it'll add them for you. Just another way to show your images. You don't have to have this hover. So in design, text box. You can add it underneath. You can add it just over. Let's see here. We do not want it. Enable links on gallery. Number of columns, so it can divide it even more for you with more pictures that you have. So here, text on button, this button as text. We can just delete it. And it will go away. So photo gallery, just another way each image can be clicked on. You don't have to have links to an image. Another way to display images. Media, so the next one is icons. I'm going to add a column here so I can show you the difference between an icon widget and a shape widget is just a widget. These are shapes. So you just choose your shape and what you want to link it to. So instead of a button, you can have a shape, or you can have an icon, link it to how you would to a button, but you can choose your icon. So if you wanted a church, if you wanted a key. So these are widgets, these are shapes. Or, I'm sorry, icons, shapes. Two other ways to add a form of a button. Next is a video, if you have YouTube video, or you can use these other two options to enter, but you just need to enter in the YouTube link, upload video. Here you can also upload your video from your computer.
Is it? Oh my God, I'm like overwhelmed.
You can make it bigger and smaller. Before and after, a church had renovations, and so they chose to do a before and after. So just a before and after picture. That's pretty much all that widget does, just to show before and after. Some school used this for first day of school and then the last day of school. Audio, do you guys have podcasts?
Nope.
Okay, if you were to have podcasts, you would need to use SoundCloud or Mixcloud for this widget. SoundCloud and Mixcloud have links that you can just embed, and it will kind of like YouTube, and you can just press play.
Quick question.
Go ahead.
You had mentioned the embed. So if we're putting something from YouTube, do we need the embed link or just the link itself?
For the YouTube, you need the link. You can use the link itself. You can use, if you wanted to be a little bit fancier, you can use the HTML widget, and there you can use the embed code.
Okay.
So you'll know when to do the difference, when to do, okay.
Business, I won't show you most of these. Click to call is kind of like the file. It's just a button ready to do a click to call. Map, if you wanted to show on the contact us page, you can change it to your church address. Different ways to show the map. Full width, bigger. Another one, do you have a calendar?
No, but it's not a bad idea.
So the business, it'll be under business, Google Calendar. You would have to use Google. When you sign when you sign into your Google account, it'll just have you select a calendar. So you don't, it's not just one calendar for all events. You can create actual different calendars. So it could be for the school, and it would just show the events that you have under your school section in the
So,
Google.
but only Google Calendar.
But it is only Google Calendar, correct? So that's for the calendar to show a calendar. You can create your like table if you wanted to for events. You can create an accordion and show your upcoming events.
Yeah.
Everything else is pretty much, you know, business hours if you wanted to add that. I don't think you have a restaurant menu, but you're more than welcome to use any of these. Social media, you're also welcome to use these. Zoom meeting, it allows them to, there's the default ID, but they would just enter in their name and email and they can join the meeting for Zoom. And that's pretty much it. As you can see, it started to create frequently used as I was adding images or widgets. Any questions about widgets?
I have a question for you just real quick.
Okay.
Currently, when I upload a JPEG file and I bring it up and when I look at it on my desktop, it looks blurry. Now, when Kelly has it up on a very large screen, like what we're looking at right now, it's pretty clear. Is there any suggestions you have for making sure JPEGs are nice and clear? Sharp, I should say, just sharp.
It's more of a trial and error. Could you send me a JPEG, one of your JPEGs?
I will.
Church websites at osv.com.
I'm writing that down. Church websites, plural, at osv.com. Yeah, I just run into, like I said, when we're looking at it on our phone, it's clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's just desktop seems to be fuzzy, right?
Is it a picture or is it like an image of kind of like
Well,
a
it could be
flyer?
like if I save a flyer as a JPEG. Yeah.
Do you have an idea of one, like, got me to send her one now from the server?
Sure, if you go under website graphics, you could send her even the one I just did today, which is the, no, send her, trying to think what we had, like the Christmas schedule. There was something that was pretty, like just not crisp. Why don't you try like, their Christmas mass schedule. Is that Christmas mass schedule to get scheduled?
Oh, no, she has some thoughts.
Oh, okay. So she just pulled that up. Yeah.
That's what I got. But yeah, even in this one, it looks kind of blurry.
Right. I know, and when I look at it on my computer, it looks blurry. So I guess,
Always at home.
yeah.
With this new website, I don't think you'll be coming across a lot of that. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest. I think this new website definitely,
Okay.
like, do all of these look
Reba, what
okay to
would
you?
If I had an issue, what would you, yeah, what would you recommend adjusting? Like, where would I go to adjust?
So I
Under the
would then,
image itself?
I would click on this, let me go back to the editor, click on the image, design, and you can shrink it.
Oh,
make it
okay. Well, that should be nice, Kelly, instead of,
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm excited about this. It looks so much easier to work with
Okay.
than the last one.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
all right, well, thank you for that.
Of course.
Excuse me, this is Marcy. Is this because of the pixel numbers on the original JPEG, or, because I know when you try to, make something larger, if the pixels, it only takes a certain amount of pixels. So does the website take a certain amount of pixels, for pixels?
Not this one.
Okay, that must have been that way on the other one?
Stop her, Judy, Mary. Ask her if she had her speaker.
You know what, you just got a little fuzzy there to hear.
I got fuzzy.
She had her speakerphone.
Are you there, Louisa?
I'm here.
Oh, okay, that's better. It was like real fuzzy for a bit.
So did the old website have a pixel, restriction on it then?
It's not a restriction. You just have to guesstimate the size of the picture.
Okay,
So it sometimes just didn't look as good. So
Right.
we just, this
right.
new platform definitely,
mhm.
Okay, well, good.
yeah.
All right.
Does that make,
That's all I had, Kelly.
Nope, I'm good.
I have a question. I want to know about the news feed that we paid for, that we never, it's the very bottom of our website. What can we do to bring there? Are they still providing daily or weekly?
You guys are still providing the, like all those that you're showing right there, like Catholic news and perspectives, and I think that's gonna be visible right from the main screen, right, Kelly?
At the bottom, but
Yeah.
We want to move it from the bottom.
we can move it. Like with the rows, we can click on a row and move it up, right?
so this Catholic news, this is available. Let's see. It is, so you can copy and paste this page. Catholic News and Perspective, you can duplicate this page and add it anywhere else that you want. So I believe it is set to at the bottom, like radius, it's set at the bottom. So we have it set at the bottom, but you can duplicate this and link it to anywhere else that you want.
So even if we wanted to put it like up at the top where we have that mustard colored, like, row across the top, we could add a little widget there that had it.
Yes, so you can just
So it
change the
can be
name
right up
here. Instead of directions, you could put the news. And then you would just link, you can change, this is an icon, change the icon to news,
Remove
And
upcoming
then-
events. before we
and
do
then-
that.
link it to the Catholic News and Perspective. So that's it.
Okay. That's perfect.
So that's an option. I can write that down if you'd like me to, and make sure you're more than welcome to make changes as we make changes, Kelly and Mary. You're whoever. We
Yeah,
will.
I don't know. Most of these look pretty easy to do, like,
Yep. Would you like me to keep that there or undo this?
yeah, we can leave that there.
Okay, awesome. So with the training being done, do we want to go? So we have interns that are helping us move the content over. So they're specifically using their time to move this over for you. So you have home, newcomers, about us, school, youth. They can add all of these and the pages underneath all of this. So go to alter and they would enter in all this information for you and move all of the above. Do we want to just go ahead and move everything?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
there's some stuff that we're gonna need to edit, but for the most part, it all needs moved over. We can edit it once
Yes.
it's there.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, we can do that. I will say the pictures, unless you send me, so obviously we'll move all of these pictures over and these YouTube links. If there are pictures, let's say, on the template itself, you will probably see them the same, unless you have images ready for me and you know where you want me to put them. We'll keep these the same as they are, and I can wait for you to tell me which images you'd like to do, or you can change them yourself, whichever one works.
We can take most of those on our own. I know we do have one that we want for that main picture already. We have a panorama of like the church and the school that we would like to put there.
Perfect. Yes, send that to me and we can add that.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now, will we keep the background and all the stained glass windows, or will they be gone, right?
Yeah.
They'll be gone. She recommended leaving it white in the background, but if we wanted to use our stained glass window picture somewhere else, we could do that.
And then, oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't go over these. So let me just go over this real quick. I'm so sorry. So, because I was just about to say you can change your logo, but I never showed you how to change your logo. So in content, you can go to business info, and here you will see where you can replace the logo image. You are more than welcome to use our free images or upload your own. Under content, the next thing that you will see is your site content. So instead of going to media and viewing your files, you will go to content, site content, manage images. So it'll separate your images and your files. So here I uploaded those two images that I showed you. So here we have our history. You can use any of our free ones. Files, you will manage your files, upload, you can delete. So that is your new way of managing your files. Instead of media, it is content.
So like that's where we would put our folder stuff?
Yes, these are your folders: content, files, list view. Yes.
So go into site content. No, yeah.
Content, site content. And then at the bottom of the website, it also, let's see, does it have anything? Yeah, so all of these are changeable. It already, if we have this set because of the template, you're welcome to change any of the footer. I see you've already changed the address. I believe that's your address.
Yeah, I was just kind of messing around with things.
Yep.
But I
So
didn't
you're
want to do too much before we did this. I just wanted to kind of see how it works.
exactly. Yep. Sorry, let me just finish real quickly. I apologize. I jumped over and got excited to move your website over. So, personalize in the website for Radius. You have pop-ups. I don't know if you've ever used the pop-ups where it has any announcements that you've had to make.
Yeah.
If you use the
We
pop-ups,
use it-
so
Banners?
Yeah, banners, like the masses and stuff, if we had a special mass or something.
yep. So in this new website, you'll use personalize, and then when you create personalize, I would remember this as the place to edit and create the pop-ups.
Wait, Louisa, wait.
Sorry.
Sorry, our internet had cut out for a second, but it's back.
Ask to repeat it from the top.
So personalize,
Can you repeat it from the top, please?
yeah, personalize is where you create your pop-ups. I would remember personalize as the place to edit or create them. Pages is where you can view your pop-ups. So you see pages and you'll see pop-ups. So personalize, you're going to create a new rule, or you can just go ahead and build the rule from here. I haven't been able to mess with all of these, but you're more than welcome to. These are all the options that you have available. The most common one is build your own. When you click build your own, you can choose the trigger, as in if they are at a certain location or a specific time on, like today from 12 to 2, if they're on your website. Or we can just do all devices or display to all visitors, no trigger. So whenever they go to your website, they will always see the pop-up. You'll click next. Here is the new row. So in Radius, you would have the row on your website up at the top. You can do that. A notification bar will appear as well. So a new, I'm sorry, new row is a new row right here. Notification bar is at the top. So notification bar at the top, new row is inserted, or a pop-up. So when you are new, we're going to do a pop-up so that you can see what that looks like. You want it on your home page, or you can choose the page. So if it's for register and you need to notify them when they go to the register page. So home page, it can show up immediately or after a couple seconds. When you click next, you will be in edit mode for the pop-up. You can add widgets to it. You can remove, it'll always have a button, it'll have text. So if you need this to say,
This would be like we use it as a banner.
whatever you need to use this for.
Yeah. Yep.
Pop-up settings is the orange button. Click on the orange button. You can make it bigger, taller. You can, make it look like it's important. Shadow, all of your overlay color. So that is your pop-up. So we'll click done.
Can you schedule a pop-up?
The pop-ups, let's see here. I don't think so. So we're gonna save it.
Okay.
When you save it, it will be activated. So you will have to
Okay. To
activate
afterwards. Okay.
or deactivate.
Gotcha.
You can keep it and it'll be activated. Here you can preview. So when they go on your website, on your home page, it'll kind of gray it out, as you can see, and then it'll say.
We can do it that way, so there's different ways. This one's just she's selecting pop-up instead.
That is the action. No, it's the trigger. That's the trigger. Next. If you want to delete it, go ahead and delete it. I'm going to deactivate it. I'm going to just go ahead and delete it. Your pop-ups you will be able to view here as well. So you will have two places to delete them. So pop-ups is where you can view. If you click new pop-up, this is another place where you can create pop-ups. They're templates already available for you. So here are templates for some pop-ups. Blog, if you wanted to create newsletters or create a blog, this is available for you. If you have any questions, let us know. But you can use our blog embedded in the website for any purpose.
Yeah.
Lastly, in Radius, you could not, in settings, backup site. Settings, backup site is what you will mostly use from your settings. Everything else is pretty much about your URL, your domain. If you have any questions, just let us know. But backup site is something that you might use. For example, today I kind of made a few edits with the test page. So it created a version that I can go back to and restore. Whenever you click republish and make things go live, it will have a new version. So you can go back to the old. In Radius, you could not do that. So let's say yesterday your website was good. Today you made changes and you republished, and let's say that it is not, those changes weren't good. You can restore and go back to what the website looked like yesterday. So that is something to keep in mind in case you make a mistake or it is not how you wanted it to look like. You can restore the website from previous versions. Awesome. Okay, so I think now, I'm sorry, now I'm done. Our team, I'll let them know to start moving everything over. Did you send me your picture?
I did not, I need to find
Okay.
where that picture is.
Okay.
on your end.
That's fine. I'll wait. I'll wait for that.
Yep.
And then
No, that's okay.
I will reach back out once the website is done and we have moved everything over. We won't be doing much of changing colors and pictures. We will just be adding, and whatever is set to the default is what will be added. So if you need any help, Kelly, making any specific changes, or Mary, any colors, let us know and we're happy to help. But we will move all your content over. And then if there's anything specific, just let me know and we can help with any specifics.
Do you have an idea of when the transfer will be done?
We do have a list. I believe there are, I can check real quick. Believe there are 3 sites ahead of you, so those 3 will be worked on before yours is. I will say maybe he's pretty fast. They're both pretty fast. We have 2 interns. I would give about 2 weeks. Give me about 2 weeks.
Okay.
I should be reaching out and letting you know that it's done. And then we can go from there and see what anything else we need to fix.
And then, am I able, like, they're transferring that, like, if I wanted to go through and change the colors and stuff and do some of that stuff now?
Yes, you can do that.
Save that?
Yes, it'll save. You can do that now.
Okay.
Yes.
Question. Yes, can each of us have our own draft, maintain our own draft of changes, apart from the website, and then when we're ready, we can upload? Is that how it works? Let's say I want to do a section called Pastor's Column. Will I be able to maintain that as a draft until I'm ready to release it?
Yes.
So we'll each have our own unique ID?
Yeah, we talked about at the beginning, and once she sends us the link, I can go over that first part with you, and then we'll each have our own, like, ability to log in, and then there's even a place for comments where if you change things, you can leave a comment for Mary and I, just let us know, don't publish this yet until I finish it, or something like that.
Okay.
So I need to send Mary an invitation. Do I need to send anyone else an invitation to the website to edit?
Father John, did you want one too, so you can edit it?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so Father John can have one as well.
Not me, this is Marcy. I'm just gonna go through Kelly or Mary.
Let's see. Is his email in here?
John Lindsay. Is that the one
Okay.
you want, the Father John Lindsay?
Will we keep John Jesuit as a backup?
We can add him later. I don't know that we need him on it.
And we'll take Gene House off.
Yeah. Okay, so leave Mary Shalinsky, got her one. Father John does need one. Gene
Okay.
House does not.
Okay.
I would like
So-
to keep John in the program.
I will send Mary and John both invites today then.
Okay. And then if you, well, let's wait, because John said he doesn't check his Gmail or any of his emails.
What?
John says that he doesn't check any of his emails,
Okay.
so I don't want to add him on right now, because
But I don't want to remove him either, but Gene, I will remove. Are you there?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, what about, how will this affect the, our Sunday visitor, offering? Where is, will anything change regarding that?
Are you talking about the online giving?
Yeah,
What about the online giving?
have you changed any feature about it?
Other than the new platform, I don't think so.
Yeah, in the new platform, have you added any features or anything to it?
we already have a link to this
I know.
online giving on ours.
I know, but I want to
No.
find out if they've enhanced it or anything.
I don't think so. Nothing. This is your online giving account.
Okay. That's the last one. Okay,
But if you
And
also have,
Marcy,
sorry,
go ahead.
I was gonna say if you have any questions with online giving.
No, I saw that the way it's set up, it's only on the very bottom, but we can add it near the top as well, and I can do that, that's not a problem.
what's the bottom one called?
What's that bottom fund? Scroll down, sorry.
Miscellaneous donations, special intent
Okay.
funds.
Thanks.
And then what about the Amazon link? Are they still partners with the Amazon?
Oh, that is a good question. So we have our link that gives us like donations from Amazon on our current one, the Radius one. And I know when we had made some changes to our page in the past, they had some issues with where we moved it or something. Are we able to continue having like our shop Amazon link?
This is Marcy. There's no issue with it at this time. I think, I haven't heard back from anyone. I just think it might have been junk mail.
Yeah, we'll be able to link your Amazon shop.
Okay. Like, it's not our shop, we just get a portion of the, whatever the
Oh.
profit from it,
Gotcha.
Then
using that link.
another question. I have another question, maybe not related to the, changing platform, but, we've had hackers go through past bulletins looking for people's phone numbers. I've been hacked many times, people taking my phone number or others and try, to call these people. They'll take the number from the bulletin, call that person, say, Father John wants you to buy $500 worth of Google gift cards. So can we end the history of the bulletins?
Is this the bulletin that you're talking about?
Yeah, can we not have a history anymore, but just have the current bulletin only?
Yeah, we can upload. What would you like this to upload? Just the month of May, upload.
Month of May. Yeah, just the current month.
Or maybe we should do like 4, so that like when it's only May 1st, we don't.
Would it be a rolling 4 weeks, Louisa?
I'm sorry?
They're just uploading this, and then we upload it on our own. Is there a way, like, when we upload a new bulletin, that it's only on there for X amount of time? Like, can we upload it and say that it's only available for 4 weeks, and then it's going to go away or something?
I don't think so. I don't. So, what you would be able to do is, you would probably just have to go in and just close out of it. So we would probably do for the bulletin a list, and then you would just need to close out of it.
Lisa, what do other churches do? I mean, is there a way to secure that area?
Oh, she's on the phone?
bulletin.
Yeah, is there a way to secure that area?
The
What do
only
other
way-
churches do?
The only way to do that is remember to, so let's find Parish Life Bulletin. You would set access. So the bulletin page can be password protected and only those that have the password can go to it, but that's about it.
But then, that's not.
What about that members only one?
This one, you have to,
I don't
I
know
believe
how
you have
we
to pay for
capture
that
all
one.
that information though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to keep, we just want to end it.
Yeah.
I think like limit us to just a month.
No, I'll just go in and delete it.
We ourselves,
Yeah, it's no big deal.
they don't have any program that could help us.
I don't know. Louisa, I did just send you that panoramic picture, by the way.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So you're saying that there's, to go back to this bulletin issue, there's no way that we can just say it falls off the website after 4 weeks as a new one comes in, or even as the date changes?
Yes, the website doesn't have that.
Okay,
How about just having the current bulletin and that's it? Can they do that?
well, that would be just us taking it off, which is no big deal.
Whenever Mary puts the new one in, she can
I would just take the old
We
one.
don't need to even have past issues anymore, Mary.
All right.
You know, they can call you if they really want.
What's the history on that page, on that section? How long are the bulletins kept and how many?
They just stay there until we get rid of them.
Oh, so there's no limit? Oh, wow.
Because I haven't been through, you have, on the old one, you have to go through and select it and delete it and go back and select.
It's no big deal. We'll catch it up and then I'll just.
But can I ask another question? Is there a way to limit the amount without us having to go back and remember to delete everything?
Like Marcy, I'm sure.
Marcy, you know what? In the end, it doesn't.
I lost my voice. I'm sorry, what?
What? I have to go in anyhow to manually upload the new one, so I'm in there anyhow. So
Yeah,
can
I know. I
take
was
off
just
the-
asking to see if there's anything in the coding that would lower the amount of history that we keep in the back coding. Lisa,
What,
in the HTML coding or anywhere, is there a way to keep us from saving so many?
so for
Like, is there a limit
Radius,
on maybe just monthly or something?
for Radius, you guys are adding them and not deleting them.
Okay.
Right.
So for the
So-
new one, it's the same.
So the new one, you can just add and delete at the same time.
Yeah, and with this new website, it's gonna be very easy to do that. It's just with Radius, it just took a while, so it was something that took time to go through and delete. each
But
and
you
every-
weren't in there, like I am in there every week uploading, so I can just delete. Yeah,
Mary.
I will.
And then during COVID, we were leaving them up longer in case people had missed things. Before that, I had been deleting them fairly frequently.
Yeah. Anyhow, Louisa, I don't know if you heard me because I got kind of lost in the translation, but I did send you that panoramic picture.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Is there anything else?
I don't have anything.
I do not have anything else. That was very helpful. I love the new site. It looks very easy to use.
Awesome. Well,
Thank you.
let me stop this recording.